Hey everybody, Board Bob. We are back. So the last time around, we got our red and green science going, and got some research done, and uh, now we're cooking along with research really good. Um, like I said, I knew I had another crate somewhere. I found it. It was like sitting right next to me pretty much when I said it. So what I did is I just plopped some crates down here. They're on top of this uranium deposit. That way they're kind of highlighted. I can see them. So that's where I'll be like keeping all my excess stuff. I went ahead and repaired those walls that I had, and there was a couple of drills and stuff like that that were in there that I repaired as well. So that's all done. So this time around, we need to start thinking about offensive capability. We need to start eliminating these biters. Here we go. We got a bunch more coming in. We need to push these guys back. This is the extent of our pollution, so we really need to push these guys back because that's what's kind of setting them off. And then these two here, and then down here and over here. The other thing, we're starting to chew into this iron deposits, so we need to start thinking about expanding up into this area for these iron deposits. So we're definitely going to go on the offensive at some point in the near future. What I was thinking about in looking at this map, again, there's not a whole lot of natural barriers, but potentially we can come here and then over to here and maybe down and over. That looks like there's some water there. At least kind of give us some corner points to shoot for. But right off the bat, we got to get rid of these biter patches right here. They've been hitting us constantly, and it's time for them to go. So let's start looking at that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get military 2, because that will give us armor piercing rounds. It will also give us military science packs and grenades, but the big thing is it's going to give us this armor piercing rounds. So let's go ahead and start researching that. That's not going to take long at all. In the meantime, since we're going to be going ahead and building those, we know we need magazines, we know we need copper plates, and we know we need steel plates to be able to do that. There you go, just that quick, which to me is really pretty awesome. I'm going to go ahead and research the tool belt next. I really want those extra slots, so might as well get on it. At the rate we're going with science, I'm actually going to run out of stuff to research before I get to the next science, I think. So now we have our armor piercing rounds. So what do we need? We need magazines, we need steel plates, we need copper plates. Well, we got magazines right here. We've already produced them. Steel plates are right here, copper plates are right here. Now the other thing to keep in mind, when we go to do our military science, we need those armor piercing rounds, we're going to need grenades, and we're going to need gun turrets. Well, we're already producing gun turrets. Grenades, I know we need coal and we need steel plate. So the reality is, right in here, we've got everything we need to not only start prepping for war with regards to actual armor piercing ammo, but we've also got everything we need to at some point start producing a little bit of military science. Eventually we'll do the same thing up here that we did up here. I will put it over here and we'll produce military science, because I want to stick with that whole modular system. The idea I'm thinking of is kind of base in a box, if you will. Go out with a bunch of the supplies, go out with a bunch of construction robots and a bunch of blueprints, and just throw the blueprints down, and then boom, have a base. So it's not going to be efficient in regards to ratios and things like that, but it's going to be efficient in regards to sitting down and setting up an area immediately without having to construct a lot of stuff and this and that and the other. So that's my ultimate plan for this. I'd like to kind of do this base in a box idea. But for right now, what we need to look at is we need to look at armor piercing rounds. So again, what do we need for that? We need firearm magazines, we need steel plates, we need copper plates. Okay, so we've already got steel plates being produced up here. We may turn this. There we go. Boom. It's just that quick. Let's do the oil processing. It's going to open up a whole lot of stuff for us anyway. So we may just turn this belt around, or we may just bring it down, because we're going to probably set up right in this area. We'll set up an assembler, and I think what we're going to do is initially we'll just pick out of this first crate, right there, and oh, I didn't get everything fixed, I guess. I'm going to throw this down right here. I think that's because I shot that earlier with a shotgun. Well, it's fixed now. All right, so that's going to give us our magazines in, and then we're going to want our copper plate to come in. We don't need the steel plate, we just need the copper, but I think what we'll do is we'll just pick a line off of here if we can. Yeah, we might want to get rid of this light, and we'll move this pole over here, and we'll just put another pole over there for now for that. I guess we're gonna put one down there too. Man, all right, hang on, come on, pick it back up. All right, we'll just set it right there for now. No, not close enough. That's still not close enough. Dang it. I guess we're gonna have to do two. Oh well, fine. We'll do 2 poles. There we go. And we'll sort it out later. This is not going to be permanent. This is going to be temporary. I just want to get us started. I believe, yep, we have 1 splitter. All right. I just want to get started on this armor piercing ammo, simply so that we can start going and killing these biters and get them out of our hair. So that goes there. We'll put that there. Put that there. All right, so that gives us our copper plate. That gives us our magazines. Now we just need our steel plates. So let's do this. Let's just go ahead and run this down here. Right in there. That should give us everything we need. Let's see. I have to wait for these steel plates to come down here. Let's turn that to the side for a little bit. All right, so there they are. They're coming down. The only thing we're going to have to worry about is keeping these guys full of fuel. And again, like I say, this is just kind of a temporary thing. We will set up an area for steel production at some point. Right now, this should do us. I just need enough ammo to start being produced that we can start kind of coming in and taking care of these biters. All right, I need a crate. Yeah, we're just gonna put a wooden chest down. We don't need that much. We just need to have enough to get us going. All right, so that's going to start us on producing armor-piercing rounds, and we're just going to let that run for a little bit. The other thing we want to look at is grenades. So for grenades, we need iron plates and we need coal. So we have iron plate. And you know, we can pick the coal off over here. Let's do that. Let's pull the coal off over here, bring it over. Actually, no. Let's put it right here, and grab off of both of these. Then we don't even have to mess about with it. All right. So for that, we can do Oh, and there we go. We got our second. Great. Okay, so we'll stick that right there. And we can stick that right there. That right there. And again, because we don't need a ton of grenades right now, we just need enough for going to war. We need to go to war, right? So there we go. So now we got should have grenades producing. Let's see, 10. There we go. Yep. So it's going to take a while for these. They're not real fast. So by the time it gets there, that'll get us going with that. Yeah, these are coming along pretty good. How are we doing on our supply? Yeah, we got a bunch that will be fine to just go ahead and keep that producing the way it is. So that gives us our armor-piercing rounds. It gives us our grenades, and we have right here our gun turrets. So that gives us enough to start researching military science, or start producing military science a little bit at a time. So why don't we, just for giggles, go ahead and we want a space. It's going to mean another poll, but that's okay. First thing I want to do is I want to make another blue assembler, because I'm going to need more. So what do we need for blue assemblers? We need the assembler, we know that. We need green circuits, gears, and plates. Do we have any green? We got green circuits, gears, plates, and assemblers. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a few blue level 2 assemblers, so that we've got them. Let's make 4. Oh, that's 3. Oh, we're missing an iron plate. Okay, we're missing iron plates. Let's just grab some iron plates. There we go. Now we have 4. Alright, so we're going to do military science. So military science requires armor-piercing rounds, grenades, and gun turrets. So we already have a long-handed inserter, whatever you want to call it. We can grab there from there. That will let us grab the turrets out of there. We can throw that in there, and then that just leaves us grenades, which we're producing down here. So we can go ahead and just put that down there. We'll go down here and get these grenades. And again, like I say, this is just temporary. I just want to start getting something going with regards to taking care of the spider situation. So, can we move this pole someplace a little more? Yeah, we can't put it on top of that. But what we can do is we can move that up by 1. Let's do that. That way we're not having to add a second pole. It's just right there. Did we have a grenade come up? I totally didn't see it come up there. Alright, well. So there we go. So now we're producing military science. And we're just going to store it for now, because we're not using it. We're just, since we're here, we might as well start producing it. All right. So now, what are we going to research? Let's see. Well, we could do concrete. Concrete we're going to need for a number of things. Solar panels, maybe, because that'll start cutting down on our pollution some. We won't have to generate as much power. Plastics are going to get us lasers, and then lasers is going to get us laser turrets. So I'm leaning towards plastics. Logistics 2 is going to get us railway. We definitely need railway. Um, we can always come back and pick up these little 50s pretty quickly. You know what? Let's do... Neither of these is going to take very long. Let's do plastic, and then we'll do rail. Well, yeah. Yeah, because then railway we got to do... we got to research that the next anyway. So let's knock plastics out of the way. Because then that'll start getting us closer to... Yeah, let's do plastics. Let's knock plastics out. Then we'll do automation 2, and we'll go from there. So after the initial surge of iron plates and filling up all of these assembly areas, now that they're all filled up and all our plates are all up, we're looking a lot better on our fill on our belt for our plates. Over at our smelting area, of course, it's still not a lot, but that's because we're still filling this buffer. But generally speaking, this first row is completely filled. The second row is getting there. It's getting close to being filled. Right now we're pulling off some stuff because we're doing some research, so we're pulling out materials. But eventually this will catch up, and this will fill on up. Copper, on the other hand, is doing wonderfully. We have more copper than we know what to do with. We are almost completely filled on copper. We're filled all the way to here almost. So that's going great. It looks like our copper deposit is holding up just fine. We don't have a whole lot of problems there. We don't have a whole lot of problems with this coal down here. I think there's only maybe one or two that have played themselves out. Over here, the iron is... I've been picking up a few of the drills out of the iron. We are definitely using up some iron. The stone is fine. Let's go look at this iron real quick. Where is it? There it is. So yeah, so we're using this patch up pretty quick, but that's okay. That was kind of the intent. We'll get that buffer filled, and then this will end up giving us some more space. So yeah, this is cooking right along. We also have this iron patch up here that seems to be doing okay for the most part. Again, it's getting there. We're starting to clear it out too, but we will clear this completely. We'll clean this one completely up and pull every last piece that we can out of it. So that's got us going as far as building up our military power a little bit here. We're finally kind of starting to, and you know what? We're going to limit this to 1 stack. We really don't need more than 1 stack, I don't think, right now. Mostly what we need is armor-piercing rounds and grenades. So I'd like to get that going. Alright, so let's start looking at this. I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to hit this guy down here first. I know the last time I looked at it, it was like 3 worms. Yeah, see a lot of medium biters now, a lot of small spitters, but 3 worms and one spawner. So if we can tempt these guys up to the gate and then come back down here while they're being killed, or up to the wall, kill these guys off. Like I say, we're going to bring some turrets down. We're going to bring some guns down. In fact, they just hit their trigger point, I guess, of number of troops or whatever it is. That here they come, and oh man, come on. Yeah, see, now they're not getting to the wall at all, which is kind of nice. We're not seeing the damage that we were seeing before, but still, like I say, I want to push them back. I don't like them being there. I don't like getting hit constantly. So even though we're not taking any damage, we eventually want to push them back, not only for the sake of getting rid of them, but also because we need to start looking at getting these iron patches under our control, so we can start tapping from them. All right, so let's see, what are we going to do next as far as research goes? Yeah, we're going to stay away from the military science ones until we have some more military science built up. So that gives us the path to lasers. That gives us the path to trains and also the automobile. Eventually I want the tank. The tank is nice now. They've really improved the tank. So let's do logistics too, because that's going to give us a path to railway, and we're going to start wanting to do railway. So let's go ahead and research logistics too. We're doing pretty good. We're still at 109. I haven't screwed up again, so we're doing all right with that. Oh, now we're getting hit from up top. Wonder where they're coming from. Yeah, you got a few up here. So yeah, we're going to start building these walls out. And what we're probably going to do is expand this wall up and over to include this, or we may just wall these in as individual locations, and just throw in a bunch of turrets right on those spots, and let them produce right from there, because there's ore and there's coal at both of these locations, so they can produce plates right there on site, and then we can just transport them down either underground belts or railways, depending. So yeah, so we're probably going to grab these two first. I do want to take this guy out, and maybe this one as well. Since they're small, we can probably get rid of them pretty quickly. This one's going to take a little more chewing on to do it, but we want to take him out, both of these, so we can work on that. But we'll start with this one, and see how it goes once we have a decent supply of ammo and things like that. So yeah, that'll eventually stop, and then everything else will just build up. So how are we doing? Let's see. I apologize. This video is going to be a little bit waiting on some things, because like I say, I want to really kind of build up this military ability for us before we go and mess about with the biters. So what can we do proactively in the meantime? I suppose I cleaned out another area over here, or cleaned out all the trees here. We can always, I suppose, build another production pod in preparation for building something else. So let's see what else do we want to automate here. Underground belts, not really. We can make a little small place to do those, and the splitters, because both of those we're really not going to use a ton, and we'll just make a smaller production area for those. Tanks, not really. we'll just make a small area for those because you don't use a ton of those. I do know down the road that these assembly machine ones are going to be needed for other sciences. So at some point we're probably going to automate them, and we're going to automate mining drills because both of those are going to be required for other sciences. Let's see. Iron sticks. I believe we're going to need iron sticks for railroad. So at some point we're going to want to automate production for railroad stuff. We've got that automated. We've got that automated. We've got that automated. We definitely don't need to automate radar. Yeah, so the question becomes, what are we going to automate next? And you know what? I think we're going to automate pipe, because we're going to need pipe for a lot of different things. We need it for engines. We need it for all of our fluid handling. We need it for a bunch of stuff. So I think our next automation is going to be pipes. And we can get that started. So let's see, we got landfills, we got flammables. Flammables is going to give us flamethrower. And when we start pumping some oil, that'll be great. This is advanced oil processing. We don't need it right now. We can get away with just the regular oil processing. You know what? Let's go for flammables because I want a flamethrower. Plain and simple, I want a flamethrower. We're going to research flammables. Meanwhile, down here, we're going to automate pipes. And I'm just going to do the same standard blueprint that I've been using for the individual production pods. I know that's not the most efficient way of doing it. I realize that that's not, but it is what I want to do, simply by virtue of why is that in the way there? Oh, because that one's up higher than this one. Okay, so yeah, we're still okay, because we can bring our iron plates in here, and we can bring our pipes out at the top, and that's what I want to do. So let's get there we go already. Let's do trains. All right, let's get these two poles out of the way. We'll put them back in a second. I know that's gonna hurt us for power. That's okay. We'll put one here and one here. There we go. Now we get power back. All right, so let's automate our pipes, and let's do that. I don't want to get too close though. I want to leave myself room. I'm really not in the habit of leaving room, and I need to be in the habit of leaving room. And I mean, we've got the room. Might as well use it. So there we go. So there's that. That's where we'll put it. And we already have the assemblers. So let's plop down the assemblers. And I know this is huge overkill on pipes. Again, like I say, this time around I'm not too worried about ratios. I'm more worried about, or not worried, but I'm more interested in having a standardized production facility. I may cut this down as far as the size of it, but if I do, it's going to be across the board. Yeah, I'm tired of walking. It will be an across the board change. I may take out, a row of assemblers or something. Remains to be seen once we get really kind of going and see how well it performs. All right, so we're out of belts. Let's go get some belts. And we have buttloads. So we will just grab a metric crap ton of them from right here for now. Since we're right there, we don't need to fart around with it. We can just grab them and go. And all right, is that all of our belts? Look, we got all our belts in. Yeah, put our inserters in. This will be so much easier once we have robots. And that's another reason to do these pipes, because engines take pipes, so we're gonna need the engines anyway. And we're gonna need a bunch of engines because I really kind of want to do a bunch of robots this time. All right, let's see. See, there we go. Flamethrower. How much is it? It's 50. So once we have the chance, we'll go up there and grab that military science. In the meantime, let's do gates, because for the idea that I have, let's see, gates are 100, solar's 250. Gates. For the idea that I have for the railroads, we're going to need the gates to be able to come in and out of our bases. Although we may just go into the walls with underground belts, we'll see. So we want to hook this up to power. Has everything got power? Yes, everything's got power. Now the only thing we need is some splitters, right? Oh, and our lights. We gotta have lights. Gotta be able to see what the heck we're doing, and you guys want to be able to see as well. So let's get some lights in. More lights are good. And then we know we're going to bring this over from here. There we go. So now we'll have that coming in as soon as we have our splitters. And for splitters, what do we need? We need green circuits, we have. We need iron plates, we have. We need transport belts, we have. We just got to plop something down and make them. And I don't think I have my thing set down anyplace else, so we'll just bring it up here and set it down. Okay, there we go. So splitters. All right, so let's put in, you know what, let's do this. Let's put that in, put that in, put that in, see how many that gives us. We'll grab some more plates too. Let's grab some plates. All right, there we go. Let's go up here and finish that out on whatever it's going to do for us for splitters. All right. Circuit network at some point we're going to want, not right now, I don't think. Shotgun speed, yes. Any of the military stuff. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab what is there already and get this started. We'll let it run while we're doing this. There we go. So that brings it in. And that brings it out. And that brings it out. Now we just got to tell it what to do. So we're going to do pipes. And shift right, shift left. And this is definitely going to be overkill. But in the long run, I'm okay with that. Once we get our iron situation completely settled, we won't be as concerned about it. Alright, so there's that. So we could bring it, I guess we could bring it all the way up and pair it with this one. Or we could start a new set of lines down here. I think I'm going to start a new set of lines down here. We can bring some stuff in from up there anyway. You know what? We probably want, well, maybe not. Maybe we'll want a coal line there. Maybe we won't want a coal line there. We'll see. But anyway. So 1, 2, what am I doing? 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, there we go. Yeah. So now we got it on the bus, and wherever we decide to start making our engines, our motors, we can start making our motors, because we're going to want them for trains, we're going to want them for robots, what have you. So that's got that going. And we're going to want, along with straight pipe, we're going to want curved pipe. Now, we don't need nearly as much curved pipe as we do straight pipe. Excuse me. And curved pipe needs straight pipe and plates. So, if we built a smaller version of this, say, oh, I don't know, 8 or so here, we can do that. So we're going to need some more assembler ones. Right now I'm using nothing but assembler ones because, you know, it's easy and it's cheap. Down the road we will pull those up, and as we pull them up we will make assembler 2s and put assembler 2s down. But for right now, assembler 1s are doing us just fine. So we get 2, we need 6 more. There we go. Alright. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to want to put in iron, and we're going to put in pipes into our system. So let's do here, 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 space for a pole, automated transport, we're going to need lights. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to need a gazinta for each of them and a gazalta for each of them, just like the rest. So that's our gazinta and our gazinta, and this is our gazalta. Ooh. Can we squeeze that in there? Yeah, it's going to look funky, but screw it. It'll work. We'll make it work. Right? Right. Alright. So, now, we're going to put that there. We're going to come over here. We're going to put another one there because we're going to just pluck off of this line. Alright, gotta go around it. this is going to come up here. You know what? Here. Rail signals. That'll give us that. There we go. So that's plates on one side and pipes on the other side. Bring it there. And bring it to there. And oops. Missed it by one. There we go. So there are both of our gazintas. Oh, that's right, because we snuck it in there, so we're gonna have to make it a little winky. That's okay. We can live with that. Splitter. Yeah, it's a little hinky, but it'll do what we need it to do. There. Oh, out of belts again. See, I knew I was going to need a ton of belts. So that's where we're building this thing. Definitely kind of comes in handy. Is we don't ever at this point have to worry about belts again. We'll have them. All right. So, man, we're just trucking right along. Fluid wagon. Alright, so that comes up from there. Comes up to here. And splitter there. Alright, so that brings us up. There we go. And we were debating on what we were going to put down here with it. Well, there we go. Now we know what we're going to put down on this line. Sorry about your day. All right, so that will give us elbows, right? There we go. So now we will have pipe elbows. Just got to tell it to make them. There we go, elbows. Shift right, shift left, shift left, 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 left. All right, that should give us plenty of elbow production. I think we'll be just fine with that. So now we have pipes automated. Let's go back over here and see how, let's pick this up on the way. See how our ammo is doing. We are definitely taxing this iron system, man, but it's okay. Like I say, this first one is filled. The second one is almost filled. Once this catches back up again, we will be good to go. But we're definitely going to wipe this iron deposit out with a quickness. and I am okay with that. Yeah, we're almost there with that. One full stack. We're building up on our armor piercing rounds. Should be building up on our grenades. Yeah, we're getting there on our grenades. So we're doing all right. So it looks like we're okay. How are we doing on power? Yeah, we're getting there again on power. So definitely going to want to start looking at solar in order to augment our power. When we put down our railroads, we're going to be putting down solar panels with those railroads. In the past, I have done it with set them up with just solar panels and what have you. I'm going to add to that this time around and put, I think I'm going to include walls, and I'm going to include laser turrets, because that way the railroads can kind of potentially act as my border walls. We'll see when we start looking at that and getting into it. I will set aside, I'm going to set aside an R&D platform, if you will. I did this before. I really liked how it turned out. I built a big concrete pad, and I put in substations in a pattern that, you know, that they were all matched up, and then I kind of built everything around the substations so that when I did my blueprints, it fit the substations pretty well. Oh, okay, I guess that stacks to 200. Makes sense. So it's going to keep producing that for a little bit. That's okay. But yeah, that way I could build my blueprints around the substations and kind of have it do what I wanted it to do, so that I could take advantage of those. All right, so flamethrower. The problem is, if I build the flamethrower right now, the closest petroleum deposit we have is way over here, and we need to have the petroleum in order to, well, there's this little one here. We could actually get away with this little one here. We need to have the petroleum deposit in order to make the flamethrower fuel. I'm okay right now not having it. We're that much closer to the flamethrower, and we're going to be getting towards the going out there and taking these guys out soon anyway. So let's go ahead and look at solar power. We're going to also want to, I think we already have accumulators. I think that's part of what you call it. So yeah, so solar energy. Let's start looking at solar energy. Although I believe, no, they don't require batteries. It's the accumulators that require batteries. Batteries require the sulfur and what have you, for yeah. So yeah, batteries require sulfuric acid, which is going to require us to lay our hands on some petroleum. But let's at least get the solar to decisions. What's this get us? That doesn't get us anything down the road. That opens up a bunch. That opens up lasers. It opens up mining productivity, electric engines, stack inserters. All right. Yeah, we'll do advanced electronics. We're going to do advanced electronics right now. All right. So, all right, guys. So we've got our military production started up. We're starting to get some armor-piercing rounds, and yeah. So I think, and we've got production going over here for our pipes now. So we've got something else automated, which will in turn allow us to, at some point, automate engines. How are we looking? Is it, and the pipe's filled up quick. Elbows are getting there. Elbows are getting there. We only have really the one feed coming in for the pipes, but that's okay. It'll catch up, and once it's caught up, it'll stay quite happy, I'm thinking. So yeah, so there we go. All right, so we're gonna cut this episode a little short. I think we've got basically what we set out to do. We've got our military researching. We've got our ammo building up. I think next time around we are going to go out and go bug hunting. Once we have enough stuff built up, and I'm just going to let this run off camera so that we can start building up a bunch of ammo, and I would just let it run, and then I'm probably while I'm at it, I'm gonna clear out these trees, and that'll get us going for the next time when we go on a bug hunt. So alright guys, well, thanks for watching once again. I know we didn't get a ton of stuff accomplished on this one, but we at least got a few things started. Ooh, yeah, let's do lasers, because we want to head towards laser turrets. Now, laser turrets admittedly are going to need batteries, but we want to head towards laser turrets. That's the whole goal there. So let's go ahead and research lasers. That'll open us up to the laser research. All right, so there we go. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and let this run. I'm going to clear out this forest. I'm going to let this build up some ammo, and next time around we will go on a bug hunt. So you guys have a good day. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, you know, all that good stuff. Comment, suggest, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.